In this video, we are going to see how we can do the reports scrutiny in any company in QuickBooks. So let's get started. Alright, now let's see a scenario that you have recently joined a company as an accountant, and let's say that you have joined a single owner company. And the owner of that company asks you to take all the necessary information from the last accountant because the last accountant will leave in a couple of days or maybe in a month. So you need to properly take over all the system from it because afterwards you will be responsible for all the accounts keeping, right? So let's see what questions can you ask and how you can get the overall information of the company. Now there are many other information that you might take from the last accountant, but as far as QuickBooks is concerned, what you can do is just go to the reports. And first of all, the most important report is the trial balance. I'll go to the accountant and taxes and click on the trial balance. Now what you can do is just change it to all dates and then take out the print of this trial balance. And you need to check and analyze each single ledger one by one. And if you find any discrepancy or anything unusual, you can ask the questions from the last accountant. For example, this is the checking account. Checking account means bank account. So whatever is your bank, let's say here I can see 46,969. That means we have $46,000 in our bank account. But when you check the physical balance, it's only showing 4,000. So this is a major discrepancy that you can ask, that why the bank statement is showing 4,000 only and here it is 46,000. So whatever he explains, take the note of it and make sure that he is providing you the right information. Just double click and check the individual transactions if possible. And you can also analyze the minor figures like petty cash. For example, there is $500. So you can ask the question about it, that where is this petty cash kept and who is responsible for managing it. So let's say in single owner business company, you are responsible to manage the petty cash as well. So what you can do is just take over all the petty cash records and just manage. Similarly, you can check the account receivable balance and just double click to see the details. Now by default, it's showing by the account list. If you want to change it to customer accounts, you can do this, change it to all dates. And now what you can do is to check the balances properly. What you can do is just take the third party confirmation. That means write this customer an email that we need to reconcile your ledger with ours. So you can request the customer to send you the complete ledger of what is pending or due by them, and you can reconcile that. Similarly, for undeposited funds, you can ask the question that where is this undeposited funds? That means maybe there are some checks that need to be deposited. You can ask questions about that. You can check the inventory. All the minor expenses you can ask it about. For example, if there is very minor figure still standing, let's say 48.13, this might need to be settled and closed properly, because sometimes some minor figures still remain in the accounts which have no purpose and no further processing. So you can ask about it. Now it's not like that you need to ask every single question about every ledger. You will check out most of the records by yourself, and if you have some confusions, you can ask about it. Now the second one is the profit and loss report. I'll go to the reports and click on company and financials and click profit and loss standard. Now I need to figure out the major discrepancy to see the overall position of the profit and loss and make sure that everything is recorded in the right sequence. Now in the small owner businesses, the accountants make this mistake often, that they are not keeping the prepayments and accrual records properly. They're not applying that specific concept that they should record the expense in the particular month in which they incur, even if it is not paid yet. For example, electricity bill. So you need to make sure that everything is divided evenly in all the months. Now to check this, first you will change the dates to all. And from here, I'll change it to months. Now this is the monthly profit and loss account. Now what you can do is just analyze overall what is the sales revenue in each month. So for example, here it's sales 1,000, second is 1,000. Then in the third month, it's 10,000. So you might ask that what is the reason for this major jump in the sales? Maybe there is some mistake, or maybe we have started a new project, so you might get the information about it. Similarly, here you can see that labor income is 913 and in the very next month it's 9800 and then it is reduced to only 1175. So you can get the idea about this changes by asking them. Similarly, in the utilities, make sure that the utilities should be recorded in every single month evenly. If it is showing a major jump in the expense, it might need some correction or need further explanation. So you might ask from the accountant. For example, telephone bill. Now we all know that these bills are paid every single month and the expense should be recorded to every single month separately. But here I can see the telephone expense 0 is recorded in November, 623 is recorded in December, and again in January it's 0, in February it's only 80, and afterwards it's 80 every month. So why it's showing 623 here? You might ask this question. So maybe there is some mistake or they are not keeping the proper records of prepayments and accruals. Now if you don't know how to record the prepayments and accruals, you can just search it on Google. It's a very important concept, so you will get to know about it. Similarly, all the major expenses are rent expenses, electricity expenses, salaries that should be divided in every single month evenly. So guys, this is about the report scrutiny that you can do if you want to take over in the company. Make sure to check every single record because when the last accountant leaves, you might not get the opportunity to ask further questions from him. And afterwards, you will be responsible for managing all the accounts, right? So this is the way you can start from if you want to get the information about the QuickBooks software and how the records are managed here.